की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम गुरु राधा पुरी अवतार की श्री वृंद देवी गंगा देवी जमुना देवी भक्ति देवी की श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नगरी धाम की श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की श्री द्वारका श्री अयोध्या धाम की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ मंदिर की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की गौर प्रेमानंदे समावेत भक्तवृंद की समावेत भक्तवृंद की समावेत भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवतीत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कंद 1 अध्याय 6 श्लोक 38। इंग्लिश और हिंदी प्रभु? इंग्लिश। ओके। ओहो देवर्षिर्धन्योऽयं यत्कीर्तिं शर्गधन्वनः गायन् मध्यान् इदं तन्त्र्या रमयत् याथुरं जगत्। In the interest of saving time, we won't recite it person by person. So now we'll do padapataha. No? Padapataha. Padapataha. Pada is a word, pataha, reading. Padapataha. Word for word reading. Aho. All glory to Devarshihi, the sage of the demigods. Dhanyaha, all success. Ayam yat, one who. Kirtim, glories. Sharangadhanvanaha, of the personality of Godhead. Gayan, singing. Madhyan, taking pleasure in. Idam, this. Tantriya, by means of the instrument. Ramayati, enlivens. Aturam, distressed. Jagat, world. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. All glory and success to Srila Narada Muni, because he glorifies the activities of the personality of Godhead, and so doing he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. Purport. Sri Narad Muni plays on his instrument to glorify the transcendental activities of the Lord and to give relief to all miserable living entities of the universe. No one is happy here within the universe, and what is felt as happiness is Maya's illusion. The illusory energy of the Lord is so strong that even the hog who lives in the filthy stool feels happy. No one can be truly happy within the material world. Srila Narada Muni, in order to enlighten the miserable inhabitants, wanders everywhere. His mission is to get them back home, back to Godhead. That is the mission of all genuine devotees of the Lord, following the footsteps of that great sage. Hare Krishna. You know, Prabhu, just before I came here, I was reading a message on WhatsApp. How many people look at WhatsApp every day? Too many. Too many messages. You want to say something? No, yeah, I'm saying. So the message that I read was an attack on one of our sannyasis, calling him a Christian. Westerners are mostly from Christian families. I'm not, but mostly. Yeah, I'm admitting the truth here. I'm not from a Hindu family, but I'm not from a Christian family. I'm not from a Muslim family, so what does that make me? Anyway, you can understand, we are all Malechas and Yavanas by birth. Oh, Westerners, not Hindus. But Hindus are becoming Malechas and Yavanas. Yeah, right? Bangalore is what do they call this? The pub center of India. Something like that, right? Darudia, they say, someone who wants to drink alcohol. That is a Malecha and a Yavana. So this message came, and it seemed like a below the belt. Do you understand this expression, below the belt? Means hitting, attacking in a very unfair means, unfair way. When there's a fight between two fighters, they're not supposed to hit below the waistline. That's where they wear a belt. It's a Western expression, English. English is a Malecha bhasha. Samskrita bhasha nasti. Srimad Bhagavatasya bhasha Samskrita bhasha. Kintu vyamohito jataha bharatiyaha. Vayamapi. We are all illusioned by English, Angala bhasha. So, to attack an ISKCON sannyasi for being a Christian when he never lectures on the Bible, right? Prabhupada never gave a lecture on the Bible. We have so many recordings of Prabhupada. Not one lecture is a lecture, today we will read from the Bible. Not once. Srimad Bhagavatam. Narad Muni is glorifying Vishnu, Krishna. Prabhupada and his guru wanted this movement to spread all over the world, and that the Westerners become devotees of Krishna. And in Mayapur, there are how many thousands of foreign devotees living? Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that when will the day come when the Bengali devotees and the Western devotees do kirtan together? But there are some people that believe that only Hindus can be devotees of Krishna. That Hindu being born in India is a great punya, right? Aho amisham kimakari shobhanam. I don't remember the whole shloka. But in the Bhagavatam Panchamaskanda, I think it's in what, 21st chapter, 19th verse, there's the Devatas, Deva Uchuhu, Uchuhu Bahuvachanam, Uvacha Ekvachanam, Uchuhu Bahuvachanam. Oho Amisham Kimakari Shobhanam, maybe somebody can look that up in your telephone. The Devatas are saying that those who are born in Bharata must have done great punya. We don't deny that. It's in the Bhagavatam. But to attack a Vaishnava, that he's a Christian, and overlooking all of the decades of service, because now Prabhupada passed away, what is it? It was almost 48 years, 47 plus. And his disciples means they have to be disciples for 50 years almost, right? And to attack that person that he's a Christian because he says everyone should remain a brahmachari. First of all, where is the proof that he said that? This was not given. So this is called a cheap, below the belt type of attack. And you can understand who's behind this, because people want to discredit ISKCON. All ISKCON gurus are fallen. It's nonsense. It's baloney. Bakwas, right? Bakwas, Hindi. आप कितने लोग हिंदी जानते हैं यहाँ? ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. In English we say nonsense, and in Hindi you say bakwas. So anybody can say anything to discredit someone else. It's Kali Yuga. What can we say? Or a Narad Muni may not have been appreciated by everyone. He's spreading bhakti, right? He also, I don't know, how can you find the fault in Narad Muni? Anyway, there are fault finders, right? There are fault finders. I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita, how many of you have read Chaitanya Charitamrita? Wow. Wow, only 4 or 5. Hare Krishna. So in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his guru's godbrother was Ramachandra Puri. He had Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru, Ishwar Puri. And he had a godbrother named Ramachandra Puri. And Ramachandra Puri came to visit Mahaprabhu, I think it was in Jagannath Puri, if I'm not mistaken. And he saw some ants in the room of Mahaprabhu. Now, ants, they go everywhere. And Ramchandra Puri said, he must be eating sweets. This is not proper for a sannyasi to eat sweets. So this is an example of fault finding. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him all respect. He never criticized him or abused him. He was his, Guru Tulya, like his Guru's godbrother. But there are some people like that. They want to find fault. They want to find fault. That ISKCON is spreading all over the world, Jagannath Rath Yatra, Prabhupada's books. That doesn't satisfy everybody. That doesn't satisfy everybody. Prabhupada made a governing body. That doesn't satisfy everybody. Even I'm not satisfied. But that is how Prabhupada desired the movement to go on. And you see the success. In India, more than anywhere, ISKCON has a lot of success. But outside of India, ISKCON has hundreds of centers. I think there was a picture of the Prime Minister visiting Ghana in Africa. And a group of ISKCON devotees, African devotees, were there to greet him. And a few months ago, the Prime Minister went to Russia, Kazan. Kazan was a Muslim part of Russia, and a whole group of ISKCON devotees greeted the Prime Minister. Of course, Prime Minister recently came to the temple opening in Bombay, Kargar, in Navi Mumbai. somebody was saying that ISKCON is this, ISKCON is that. There's a lot of criticism. But if ISKCON, if ISKCON was so bad, the Prime Minister wouldn't have come. Yeah, Prime Minister wouldn't have come. He's not a follower of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, but they know who the enemies of India are, and they won't go there. If they considered ISKCON such a bad institution, the Prime Minister wouldn't have come. Yeah. They're not stupid. The Indian government, they have their intelligence bureau, the IB, and they visit all the ISKCON temples. Oh yeah, they know who we are. And we're not bad. We're trying to spread this country's ancient culture. So to criticize and say he's an ISKCON Christian sannyasi, I was shocked. I was shocked. But all Westerners, the majority of Europeans are Christians from birth. They're born in Christian family. So then is it Prabhupada's fault that he went and converted them to Krishna Bhaktas? That's what they're saying, basically. But they say Prabhupada, and then they say ISKCON Christian sannyasis, fallen gurus. Nonsense. They are Ramachandra Puri followers. They are followers of Ramachandra Puri. The shloka, Narad Muni, going everywhere spreading Krishna Bhakti, it's appropriate because that's what a devotee does. ISKCON devotees who may be born in Malecha and Yavana families, but if they're speaking from Srimad Bhagavatam, and if they're teaching Bhagavad Gita, that should be appreciated. That should not be denigrated. Prabhupada would not go in the Jagannath temple. This is Jagannath Rath Yatra period, right? Between Ashad Shukla Dvitiya till, Ashtami? Bahuda Yatra. When the Jagannath was yesterday, when Jagannath goes back from Gundicha to the Mandir, Sri Mandir. So, boy, what was I saying? Right, thank you. Prabhupada refused to go in the Jagannath temple because the Western devotees were not allowed. ISKCON Christian sannyasi. What nonsense! They deserve more than that. It's Vaishnava Aparad. The devotee who posted that on WhatsApp, I wrote back. I said, you didn't give any reference. Who said this? He didn't give a reference. You have to give a reference and a link. And the guy who wrote this, who is this? What's his name? No name. Then I said, you are also guilty of Vaishnava Aparad for posting this on WhatsApp. When there is some allegation, you have to present proof that it's true. Is he telling, it's written there, he's spreading Christianity. Then is that ISKCON sannyasi telling everyone to read the Bible and accept Jesus as his savior? That's what Christianity is. No, he's lecturing on Vedic literature. He's wearing a tilak. A Christian cannot put on a tilak. Really, isn't it? What nonsense is going on? It's Kali Yuga. What can I say? If Prabhupada didn't want to accept the Westerners as Vaishnavas, then he would have stayed in India, he wouldn't have gone to the West. I was with Prabhupada in Chennai. It used to be called Madras. January 2nd, 1976, we were walking with Prabhupada on the Marina Beach. You've been to Marina Beach? How many of you been Chennai, Marina Beach? It's almost 30% of the people here. A lot of people died on that beach, right, in the tsunami, 2004. So we were walking on the beach with Prabhupada, and one of our God brothers, he's no more. He left his body long time ago, Baba Bhuti. You heard of Baba Bhuti? No. Poor guy got that ALS disease. You've heard of ALS? No. It's a rare disease. It destroys your nervous system, and you die by suffocation. Anyway, that's a different issue. So Baba Bhuti said that one of the Gaudiya Math sannyasis criticized Prabhupada. You've heard of the Gaudiya Math, right? Who heard of the Gaudiya Math? 50%, more than 50. Gaudiya Math was Prabhupada's guru's institution. I don't think they had in Bangalore, it was in Chennai. But now there is. In those days, there was no Gaudiya Math here. Hyderabad, one of Prabhupada's God brothers made a math. It's still there in Diwan Devdi near Charminar, old Hyderabad. But Bhakti Siddhanta made these Gaudiya Maths. So one guy in Madras, Chennai Gaudiya Math, he said if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to the West, he would have gone himself. And Prabhupada said, no, he wanted me to do it. He said that. So this criticism of Prabhupada is not something new. It's old. It was 50 years ago. 49. Prabhupada traveled all over the world 12 times. He established deity worship. Radha Krishna Murtis everywhere. Australia, South America, Mexico. Prabhupada went to Mexico twice. South America only once. Caracas, Venezuela. One time. USA 12 times. Europe, Germany, here, there. Then after Prabhupada, there was a devotee in Calcutta, Radhapad Das. You heard his name? You heard his name. You didn't hear his name? Radhapad, Mahadev Lal Tulsian. 3 Albert Road, ISKCON, Calcutta. He purchased and gave it to ISKCON. And it's registered in the name of BBT, by the way, not ISKCON. Because of land ceiling consideration, must have been. Anyway, he paid for deities from Jaipur to be sent all over the world after Prabhupada. He was a disciple of Bhavananda. He never took initiation. I don't know if he might have seen Prabhupada in Calcutta. I don't know. So many deities he sent to different places, all over the world. Radha and Krishna Upasana. Who is doing it? Westerners. So if you say, oh, Christians in ISKCON Christians, they're worshipping Radha and Krishna. Prabhupada wanted that. Prabhupada wanted that. This is such nonsense. Such nonsense. What to do? MA, BA, PhD. Is that education according to Prabhupada? According to Prabhupada, give a donkey a PhD. Why did he say that? Because in no university in the world is there Atma Vidya being taught. Atma Vijnanam. Nowhere. Prabhupada condemned modern education again and again. He was not in favor of MA, BA, PhD, but now MA, BA, PhD, IIT, Namo Namaha. Gurukul, Gurukul, Gurukul. You remember Krishna? You heard his name, right? Balaram, you heard his name, right? In the same book, Srimad Bhagavatam, Dashamaskanda, chapter 45, texts in Shloka Sankhya 33 and 34. What did Krishna and Balaram study in Avanti? You know what is Avanti? Ujjain. Sandipani Ashram. Mechanical engineering. Artificial intelligence. Is that what Bhagavatam says? Civil engineering. Krishna and Balaram were civil engineers. No. Krishna and Balaram had degree in IT. No. BBA. Krishna and Balaram, they didn't do BBA. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Sudarshan, Chakra ki. Radha Krishna Bhagavan ki. I don't know the name. Gaurangi Bangalore Ishwar. Wow. Ki jai. Lakshmi Narasimha Swami ki jai. It says there in Bhagavatam they studied Vedas, Veda Dhyanam. They studied Upanishads, Vedangas, Anvikshikim, Tarka Shastra, and Dhanurveda, military science, and 64 arts. This is what is described in the Bhagavatam. This is what we are supposed to be studying in the Gurukul. If you have in Hyderabad here also, there's Gurukul. The name is there. Big schools are being built. I don't want to mention the name of the Hindu religious institution that is building and call it Gurukul, and there's no Vedas, there's no Upanishads, there's no Vedangas, there's no Tarka Shastra, there's no Dhanurveda. It's all MA, BA, PhD, it's all modern educational syllabus. Oh, ISKCON is doing it also? Oh, I'm sorry. What can I do? Gurukul was Kula means family or home. Yeah, doesn't mean institution. But institution is supposed to help revive Vedic culture. We're not here to spread Christianity or Islam or Judaism, or they're called the Abrahamic religions, right? So to make an allegation like that, it's Vaishnav aparad. That's all. Offense to a Vaishnav. Offense to a Vaishnav. So it is described that someone who commits that offense, his bhakti will be destroyed. Sadbir Bhakti Vinashyati is in Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction. Atyahara Prayashascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangascha Lolyamcha Shadbir Bhakti Vinashyati. Bhakti is destroyed by 6 things. So this we can call Prajalpa. An ISKCON Christian sannyasi, it's Prajalpa. It's bakwas, it's nonsense. If he was propagating Christianity, I would say, okay, maybe they're right. Actually, I heard a class many years ago in New Vrindavan, and the speaker said, and Jesus told the apostles, and St. Francis of Assisi said. I heard it in the class. But this had nothing to do with this present case. There are some Western devotees, it's a fact, they're very attached to the religion of their childhood. I don't deny that. Some, but not all. Yeah, I've seen some devotees, they have a little altar in their house. One devotee living in the United States, 2 I went, I saw, picture Radha and Krishna next to Jesus. I can't deny that. But propagating Christianity without any proof and making such an allegation, wow, they will go to any extent to give ISKCON a bad name. Any extent. That's like kicking someone in the private parts. That's why I said below the belt. That's not Vaishnav. It's not Vaishnav. They should consider that making such claims are an offense. It's offensive. I think the 10 offenses, right? Das nam aparad. What is the first aparad? Satam ninda. Satam means devotees, ninda offense. To offend a devotee is an aparad, an offense against Harinam. So Harinam is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is meant to spread Harinam, right? Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All of us believe that. Otherwise we could go home and leave ISKCON, and why should we be here? Our aim is to propagate Bhagavatam, Harinam Sankirtan, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Bolo Krishna, Harinam Sankirtan. Bhaja Krishna, worship the deities. Christianity, Islam, Judaism is against Murti Puja. There are some Hindus also, Jains also, they're against Murti Puja. Arya Samaj, they're against Murti Puja. But they don't kill you because you're worshipping the Murtis, right? But the Western religions, they'll kill you. You're worshipping Murtis, Yamalokam, Gacha. What happened in Kashmir? You're a Hindu? Pop, 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 pop. So that's nonsense. It's madness, insanity. And the Prime Minister took action, so we're happy for that. We're not political, but Atatai is mentioned. If someone attacks you, you have a right to kill him. If you're attacked. So, ISKCON is propagating Murti Puja. ISKCON is propagating Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Bhakti, Bolo Krishna. Bhaja Krishna, Murti Puja. Koro Krishna Shiksha. Follow the teachings of Bhagavatam and Gita. And Vedas. Gita talks about Vedas in many places and never says that you should give up Vedas. In fact, Jain, Buddhist and Charvakas, they reject Vedas. So we don't follow them. We consider they are Avaidikas. And there's another word, Nastika. Nastika comes from Sanskritam Nasti. Asti, Nasti. Is not. Hai, nahi hai. Asti, Astika, Ishvaraha Asti. Ishwar exists. Ishvaraha Nasti. Ishwar does not exist. According to Jainism, Buddhism, and Charvakvad, atheism, there is no Ishvara. What can I say? Who helped ISKCON more than any politician in India? Who is that? You know? Balasaheb Thackeray. He wasn't actually a politician. His son was a politician. His son. He never... No, he helped, no doubt. I can't say no to that. Pardon? Lal Bahadur Shastri. Well, at that time there was no ISKCON. When he met Prabhupada and what is it? He gave him the Bhagavatam. Anyone else want to take a guess? Gujari Lal Nandan, wow. Indira Gandhi, what did she do for ISKCON? Prabhupada met her. But you're getting close. No, you're getting close because it's a woman, not a man. Mamta Banerjee. Because Sushri Mamta Banerjee gave ISKCON 750-acre land ceiling exemption in Mayapur. 750-acre is worth $1 billion US. $1 billion, not a million, $1 billion. And the stamp duty to transfer the land into the name of one trust was exempted. Both of these things in the West Bengal state legislature. This is a few years ago. 3-4 years back. And now Mamta Banerjee built a Jagannath temple at Digha, and 250 crores of government money. And she gave the puja in that temple to ISKCON. Haribol. So whatever she is, whatever her politics are, whatever food she eats, I don't know, I never ate with her. She did a big seva for ISKCON. So we are grateful for that. Acha, she said like that. She's a devotee of Jagannath. I think this is the first year she didn't attend Calcutta Rath Yatra. Every year she was in ISKCON Calcutta Rath Yatra, but this year at Digha. But that was all organized by ISKCON devotees. Adbhutam, Adbhutam, wonderful. So, Prabhupada said the dogs may bark, but the caravan will move on. This is an old English saying. We will continue to preach Vedic Sanatan Dharma, Varnashram Dharma. Prabhupada preached Varnashram Dharma. Some Western devotees, they don't like that. It's true. It's true. They say Varnashram is the caste system. And my reply is, yes, it is the caste system. What's wrong with the caste system? The British attacked the caste system. The British attacked the caste system, and in the West, they gave it a derogatory name. Jati Dharma. That is in Bhagavad Gita. Kula dharmascha shashvataha. Arjuna told to Krishna. Krishna never said no. Kula dharma sanatanaha. Prabhupada said that the family traditions in India are good. He said that. Then he said the Westerners don't have a gotra, so Achyuta gotra. Achyuta gotra. What's your gotra? Westerners don't. Lupta ho gaya. It disappeared. Prabhupada said the Europeans are the descendants of the Kshatriyas that Parashuram drove out of India. Originally Kshatriyas. Maybe. But ISKCON is not propagating Christianity. No sannyasi in ISKCON is a Christian. I met Christian missionaries years ago. One in Gujarat was given to Spain in the Catholic Church. So Spanish padres, Spanish Christian priests, they were preaching in Gujarat. And I met one of them, and he was dressed as a sannyasi. This is 40 years ago in Surat. So it's true that some Christians, they adopt a Hindu dress and they apparently they look like sadhus, and their aim is to spread Christianity. It's a fact. But not ISKCON sannyasis. But somebody wants to give the dog a bad name and hang him. You've heard this expression? What does that mean? Commit offenses, speak untruth. The Nazis, they said, if you speak untruth enough, it will become true. Then they wanted to, give a bad name to so many people, not only the Jews, but the gypsies they're actually Indians. Originally came from India and settled in Europe. Now they're starting to realize, just like this Yazidi group. You know the Yazidi group, you heard about them? They were living in Iraq and Syria, and they're worshipping Subramanyam, Kartikeya, Shiva's son, right? What are the other names? Kumaraswamy, Subramanyam, Kartikeya, Murugan, Shanmukha. So they were worshipping him. Now they woke up. They gave up Indian culture, but they had this religion, and they were being persecuted for that. I mean, atyachar, terrible things. Whole Iran was Agni Upasakas, right? Zoroastrian Agni Upasana, worship of fire. The Parsis came to Gujarat and they picked up Gujarati, but they had their Iranian type of Agni Upasana. But that was originally Vedic. And Persia comes from Sanskritam Parshva, next to India, Parshva. And the roots of that language, Farsi, are Sanskrit words, Sanskritam. Mahabharata was the whole world. Mahabharata was the whole world. We believe 5,000 years ago. Whole world was, and in Rig Veda, there's Krinvanto Vishvam Aryan, make the whole world Aryan. And the Aryan Shabda meant Vedanuyayi, someone who followed Vedas. Hindi Ji comes from Aryan. When they used to address somebody was Aryan, he had done Vedadhyanam. He studied Vedas. Well, Kali Yuga, these things have gone away. What's the time limit? I don't know. 10 minutes. We have 10 more minutes. The questions time should be open for question now. I can't. Oh, acha. You want to recite this again? The essence of this is that Narad Muni is spreading Krishna Bhakti all over the world, all over the universe. And that's the aim of ISKCON. And to try and give ISKCON a bad name, because I don't know where that came from. He just sent it to me, a God brother, without any reference, who said it, when was it said, and the statement gave no proof that he's propagating Christianity. So that's why I just saw this now. So anybody want to ask any question? Yeah, there's a mic here. Wow. There has to be a question. Yeah. Good. Thank you. We like answering the questions. It's not on?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's on.
So you have been talking about Vedic Sanatan Dharma and you have been talking about Vedic Sanatan Dharma and you were also talking about Christianity. And just now you told that 5,000 years before, the whole world was Mahabharata.
Right.
So I just want to know your opinion, like 5,000 years before it was whole Mahabharata, then how the Abrahamic religions have different ideology, like Abraham has 10 commandments, which is different from Vedic Sanatan Dharma. Here we are doing Murti Puja, there it is totally restricted. So how it comes and what is your opinion on this, Prabhu?
So that's a good question. Why in India, everyone means, except for, like I mentioned, Arya Samaj, does Murti Puja. So Yamunacharya was the guru, Param Guru of Ramanujacharya. So he wrote a book, Agama Pramanyam. So there are a group of Shastras called Agama Shastras, Pancharatra, right? We call them Pancharatra. In Tirupati, they follow Vaikhanasa Agama. But rest, Vaishnav temples like Srirangam, Udupi, this one, that one, they follow Pancharatra. We have a book, Nectar of Devotion, right? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You might have seen that book. So in that book, written by Rupa Goswami, he quoted an Agama Shastra called Brahma Yamala. And in the Brahma Yamala, there's a shloka. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Aikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpata Yaiva Kalpate. So bhakti should have reference to Shruti means Vedas. Smriti actually means Dharma Shastras like Manusmriti. Puranadi, the Puranas, like the Bhagavatam. The 18 Mahapuranas, 18 Upapuranas. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Adi, and etc. Pancharatra is mentioned there. Vidhim, vidhi, vina. Without the vidhi of all these shastras, bhakti is only a disturbance. Bhakti, how can bhakti be a disturbance? Because you're not following shastras. That is mentioned in Gita 16, 23 and 24. Actually, I shouldn't say this, but we are accused of not following shastras by the Gajapati of Puri, the Raja of Puri, Raja of Orissa. Because you're having Rath Yatra on different dates. But Prabhupada, he's our Acharya, and he had on different dates. And in the Skanda Purana, the dates given, but it is for Puri. Otherwise, there is no Gundicha Mandir in Hyderabad or Bangalore that you can have Rath Yatra to Gundicha. This is a very complicated issue, but this is just a small reason. So, we are following Shastras. Prabhupada followed Shastras. We have faith that he followed Shastras. Some people don't accept it. We are Malechas and Yavanas, according to quite a few. Not Vaishnavas, well, according to some Vaishnavas, just like I was mentioning today. So-called Vaishnavas. One sannyasi in the Gaudiya Mat, but everyone in the Gaudiya Mat was not like that. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have gone on his own. Why should you spread that? And Prabhupada said he wanted me to do it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted me. So, Hare Krishna, this is Kali Yuga. Everybody doesn't agree. Hindus don't agree. And Mayavad, they don't like us. The followers of Shankaracharya, because Ramanuja, Madhva, Vallabha and Nimbarkacharya, they didn't accept Adi Shankara's Shariraka Bhashya, commentary on Vedanta Sutras. And we don't accept that. We accept Baladev, Govinda Bhashya. And Ramanuja and Madhva, we accept their commentary. And what is the difference? So Adi Shankara says, Param Brahma is Nirakar, Nirvishesh. And we say Param Brahma is Sakar Savishesh, Vishnu, Krishna. So there is a difference among followers of Sanatana Dharma on philosophy. But we don't kill them. You don't accept Ramanuja and Baladev, so we should kill you. We don't say that. And they don't say we should kill you. But there is some, what's the word? Adversarial feelings. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita the philosophy of Vedanta to the sannyasis in Kashi, Prakashananda Saraswati. It's mentioned. They said that, why are you chanting and dancing like a madman? You are a sannyasi in the Shankara Sampradaya. You should study Vedanta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my guru told me that you are a fool. You won't understand Vedanta, just chant Harinam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wasn't a fool, but he was humble. So he gave that type of reply. So, see, after the Kshatriyas were driven out of Bharata by Parashurama, so they gave up Vedic culture. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. It's in Gita, right? 4:2. Chardo. This imam vivasvate yogam is 4:1. This yoga I spoke to Vivaswan. Krishna is Vivaswan, that's another thing. Surya Narayana. But imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. I spoke it to Vivaswan long time ago. Vivaswan manave praham manur ikshvakave abrabit. Ikshvaku was the son of Manu. And son of Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku is the son of Vivaswan. And Ikshvaku's son is Manu. And thousands of years ago I spoke this to them. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. But this knowledge was broken in the course of time. So that's what happened to the Westerners, Malechas and Yavanas. They gave up Vedic culture due to time, kalantar. In the course of time, they gave it up. The Hindus are giving it up now. Pub culture, I mentioned earlier. Bangalore is the headquarters of pub culture. What is pub culture? Khao pio moj. Eat, drink, and be merry. So that is Charvakvad. Charvakvad. Charvak said, drink ghee. Gritam pibet. He didn't say Surapanam pibet. He didn't. Surapanam kurvantu. Panam and pibet is the same thing. Sattvic Nastikas. They were Nastikas in the mode of goodness. And these are Nastikas, Tamasikas. They're tamasic. So they became inimical. Now 99% of the Christians and Muslims, they don't care if you worship murtis. ISKCON and so many other Hindu groups have temples in Christian USA. Many, many temples came up. They're not destroying those temples yet. The other day there was a firing on one of our God Brothers temple. It's actually not officially ISKCON. You know that? You heard about that in Utah? They found bullet holes on the temple. Somebody shot a weapon. Nobody was injured. So we don't know how long the Hindu temples in the US may come under attack. This is an attack. Terrorism. Yeah, it's terrorism. But I don't want to use a Western expression. The government has a lot of other problems. There's another expression I won't use. But they have bigger problems that they're not going to do. I don't know if they can catch the guy. Yes, well, Mike. Where's the mic?
It's a, I don't know, I want to confirm from you. It's a fact. Actually, recently I was in abroad.
Right.
So I was talking to some Christian, I was chanting, he asked about my beat and like that way. Then suddenly said, I left Christianity. I said, what happened? Because he said, I have to pay 600 francs to every year to church. So he took everybody has to give money to church actually. Then he asked, how much you have to pay every month? I said, it's a voluntary actually contribution, nothing is fixed. So is it confirmed that they have to give every month to church money?
Yeah, well, see, there are many different churches. The Catholic Church, then the Protestants, they broke away, then there's 1,000 different denominations of Christianity. It is not one. They're not united.
But they have to give every month donation to
Some churches tell their followers that they have to give.
Compulsory it is like
Even Prabhupada said Rupa Goswami gave 50%, so we should follow that.
No, but in ISKCON it is voluntary, but they say it is a compulsory if you can, you have to give.
Compulsory means psychologically compulsory, not legally.
Okay.
Unless the country is ruled by a king who made that law.
Right.
And now they have kings, but it's pradarshan matra, only for show, right? They don't have political power now. Maybe there's one or two exceptions, like Monaco is like a city-state where there's a prince and he actually has power. Only these Arabs in the Gulf and Brunei, you know Brunei next to Malaysia, there the Rajas have power. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, the Gulf, Kuwait, these Rajas, they still, Raja Shasanam. In Hindu, there was Nepal, and that's gone. Hindu, he was the last Hindu Raja, Nepal, and it's gone. So if the government is ordering that you have to give the church, then they have to give, otherwise it's not compulsory legally. But they may tell their followers, you must give every month. We tell, but due to prasanga, right? Circumstances. Anyone else have a question? Yes. Mike, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just want to, in the initial part of the purport of this verse, it says, glorify of the transcendental activities of Lord, which will give relief to the miserable living entities.
Right.
So, the question to this is, I don't know whether we are doing enough, but I feel when we do it, we get some momentary relief. But how do we get the complete relief? So what we should do for that?
Our ideology is, one God brother just sent a different message. When you are dead, you don't suffer, the other people suffer. But when someone is stupid, then you suffer and the other people also suffer. Our philosophy is Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityor dhruvam janma mritasya cha. The real problem is death. Prabhupada's lectures, if you listen to his lectures, he used to say it again and again. The real problem in human life is death. And everyone has to die. And so what is the solution to that problem? Right? So Gita says, Anta kale chamameva smaran mukva kalevara. One who remembers me at the time of death, he attains liberation. So Mukunda means giver of liberation. One who gives mukti. Mukti data. Christians say Jesus is mukti data. If you surrender to him in your heart, you get mukti. And we say if you remember Krishna, therefore chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sadhana means practice. So that's why we have chanting rounds. Actually, this Shad Goswamis, they started that. 6 Goswamis, right? Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibi Kalavasani Krito. Kalavasana. How you pass the time. Here in Bangalore, many people died recently celebrating the cricket match. How many people died? I don't know. 11 or 12 people died enjoying that we won the match, right? So they're passing their time. Cricket is a pastime, right? It's called a pastime. In the United States, there's a saying, baseball is the national pastime. And you know, the game goes on for two and a half hours and it's over. Cricket match goes on for 5 days. My brother came in 1987. He said, well, how can they watch for 5 days? So, how we're passing our time? We're watching the cricket score, the cricket match, the baseball game, whatever, sports, movies, cinema, maybe more popular than sports. Business is very popular. Everybody needs money. So, swartha means your selfish interest, swartha, right? So, Puranas say, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. People don't realize that the real self-interest is Vishnu. And the story of Prahlad is like that. Bhakta Prahlad. His father didn't want him to praise Vishnu. He was enemy of Vishnu. And Prahlad said, no, I have to worship Vishnu, the real aim of life. For that he was persecuted. So there were Shri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Sudarshan Chakra Ki. What's the Radha Krishna again? Bangalore Ishwar. Gaurangi Bangalore Ishwar Ki Jai. Lakshmi Narasimha Swami Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So, Nate Vidu Swartha Gatim Hi Vishnu. So, the human life, you may be the richest man, Dhirubhai Ambani is gone. Sikandar, Alexander said, open my arms, I'm leaving with nothing. Yamaraj, give me a few more. Prabhupada used to say that. The businessman would say, give me another year or two, right? Take this money, give me a longer life. And the man chasing woman will never end. Even on the deathbed, the dying patient looks at the nurse. So, material sense gratification, to give it up is not easy. But we all have to give it up. And then where will we go? We don't know. We don't know. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, we know. But where? Nobody can say. Punarjanma na vidyate, right? Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na bhavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhamma paramamama, we know. But to attain that paramdham is not easy. It is possible by constant, what is it? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chagrihiyate. Constant practice and detachment, but still we can't say 100%. We have faith that if we remember Krishna, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajate ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. So if we're thinking of the cricket match, we may be born again. The wife is always thinking of the husband, so Prabhupada said that the woman would get a man's body in the next life. That's good. But the man should be a devotee. Kunti Devi was a great devotee. Draupadi. The other day I was asked that what did Draupadi actually say when Dushasana was removing her clothing? So I did a AI, right? What is it? Chat GPT. What did Draupadi say? So, hey Govinda, not so many things she said. It's in the Mahabharata, the reference was given. We didn't memorize that. That's a fault. I didn't memorize that. But we know that, these are the great devotees who always thought of Krishna. So Kunti Devi said, Vipada Santu, Vipatti, Vipada, difficulties. Santu, may they be. May we have difficulties. Amazing. Who wants difficulties? And your question was, Narad Muni alleviates the difficulties. So how does that happen? By remembering Krishna. So Kunti Devi, whenever, what is it? Vipada Santu Ta Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhavator Darshanam Nyasyat Apunar Bhava Darshanam. When we are in difficulty, we remember you and you appear there. And when we're not in difficulty, when we're living in the palace, enjoying, we don't remember you. So better we have difficulties. Sankatam. Better we, so we'll think of you. Adbhutam. Wonderful. Anything else, Prabhu? Time is up. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Sheshadri Puram Jagannath Mandir Bhakta Vrinda ki. So what is there now? Announcement. Achha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all.